Hey JJ, did you watch anything or follow along to anything this weekend that made you see in red by the end of the night?
Well, I'm always seeing red, but
Aside from your fucking glasses,
oh, a couple of things, yeah.
I don't know, something like maybe something called Forbidden Door. Did that kind of make you see red a little bit?
I didn't even fucking bother watching that. I just looked at the results and went, "Yeah, glad I didn't waste money on this."
Well, I'll tell you what doesn't have me seeing red. Being able to buy all of my entertainment tickets for the summer through SeatGeek. Damn right. Because this summer, if you get any purchase over $50, which meant like buying like 20 Forbidden Door tickets on show night, whatever.
25.
25, sure. At SeatGeek.com, if your total ticket buy is over $50 this summer, you can use the promo code GOZ, that's GOZ, to get $20 off the purchase. So essentially, if you're buying tickets that are total, like say $60, you're getting 33% off right off the rip.
Yeah.
Bang. Easy money kept in your pocket. Again, then just go to SeatGeek.com. Any ticket purchase over $50, use the promo code GOZ, that's GOZ, and get $20 off your order. So save some money and enjoy the summer by using SeatGeek.com and the promo code GOZ. That's GOZ. That being said, we're hot out of the gate. Welcome to episode 56 of White Heat, presented by Gazella Media. I'm Brian. That's JJ. Whew. We've had an interesting last few days, and we got talking about personally off the air. So we're
Yeah.
we're we're, we're ready to go. We are rocking and rolling here. Um, so obviously we referenced Forbidden Door. We're gonna get to that. Don't worry, don't worry. But let me just kind of give you a little oversight about a couple things we're gonna be talking about. Obviously, Forbidden Door. There is something in wrestling that has me very confused. And when I say something, I mean an entire fucking show has me confused. Hopefully, we'll be gaining some clarity this week, but I'll explain what that is. And then, of course, this weekend we got Money in the Bank for WWE
Sort
at
of
the
what you drink.
MGM Garden. What?
I there's a G Unit song that they used for I think SmackDown versus Raw '06 or '07, and it was called Money in the Bank. So sadly, every time I hear that now, that song gets stuck in my head all over again.
I think I know the song you're referencing
Money in the
too.
bank, sort of what you drink.
Yep, that's exactly, yeah. Okay.
Uh
I was pretty sure that's what you were quoting, but I just had to make sure I heard that right. Okay. All right. Glad we're on the same page. But we're gonna actually begin real quick because there are a couple things to go over from Impact Wrestling. First off, the piece of news that came off before Impact even hit the air last week was the fact that Lady Frost has
huh.
asked for her release from Impact.
Yep.
Um, all in all, she was really just a middling piece that was kind of just like
Yeah,
caught in
just
the
kind of
middle of
there.
nowhere. It wasn't really given. I mean, I think she had one, maybe two title matches, but as
If
far
that.
afar from that, aside from that, excuse me, aside from that, was just kind of a middling kind of figure within the knockouts division. Um, did participate, I believe, if I remember correctly, she was in the Ultimate X match, the women's Ultimate X match they had. Um, so
Yeah, I think that's the last time she was on any programming.
yeah, and she wasn't necessarily being consistently booked per se by Impact, so it doesn't really come as any kind of complete shock whatsoever that she asked for release.
Yeah.
But obviously, Lady Frost now she gone, and she's gonna be picking up dates on the indie scene a little more
Hmm.
so than before. Um, Also of note, and this came out. Let me take a look here at the exact date. 4 days ago. So this was Friday.
Hmm.
So Friday, Impact released a statement, and bravo on them because to me, it's one thing, and this goes across sports, whether it's baseball, basketball, football, whatever.
Hmm.
This translates across anything.
Yeah.
It's one thing for somebody to make a personal admission about their life on
Hmm.
their own. It's another thing if you come out and do it with what sounds like resounding support from your employer.
Yeah.
And that's what we saw with Giselle Shaw as Impact released a statement on Friday revealing that Giselle Shaw has
Hmm.
disclosed that she is a transgender woman
Hmm.
and she had joined Impact back in January, had informed Impact of that several months ago. Um, and and Impact basically released a statement saying they fully supported her. There were
Yeah.
quotes in there from Scott D'Amore, the executive vice president of Impact, even Jordan Grace, the
Hmm.
new Knockouts champion, had a quote in the release. So, um, very proud, honestly, to see what the way Impact handled the situation
Hmm.
and approached it. And and I'll just kind of turn this over to you because obviously, you and I have come across, people from all walks of life in the
Hmm.
business. Um, as a promoter, how do you feel about the way they handle the situation, and how do you feel in general about everything that you've come across in your dealings over the course of time as a promoter?
I think they handled it in a classy way. It was nice to see, everything was, copacetic and everything. And, it's good to see a company give that kind of backing to a talent like that. On the sad side of things, you see the internet as the way it is. And of course, don't read the comment sections is what I've learned to deal with. Um, but yeah, it's, this is something, that's, it's wrestling needs to be as progressive as possible, and this is a step in the right direction. I mean, I've booked trans workers myself, and it's great. They're uh goes back to the Depeche Mode quote, people are people. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. It's, if you're here, if your heart's in the right place, if you are in this business for the right reasons, and if you're trained, that's another thing, that you have to be trained. But yeah, it's, good on Impact for a company that's been kind of hit or miss lately. This is definitely on the in the hit column for
Now, I'm I'm not confused in my head right now because of Impact at all.
them. Okay.
This is actually me trying to compare here.
Hmm.
Um, Obviously this is Pride Month, so
Hmm.
um, the timing is pretty dead on for this to be coming out, and I'm not saying it was necessarily pre-planned, but like
Yeah,
it's a good correlation. But
definitely.
the one I'm trying to compare it to though is at least Giselle has had an active role no matter where in the card. She's had
Yeah.
a relatively active role within the programming over the last number of months.
Yeah.
Compared to, oh, I don't know. What other company could I be thinking of that had
Um,
a transgender woman who was one of their first world champions and has kind of
hmm.
disappeared off TV over the last year, except for token title shots that she's gonna lose.
Hey, she got to do a run in last week.
Yay for Nyla Rose. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I
I,
know.
I, I didn't
I know.
intentionally look to shit on AEW, but yeah, I'm kind of shitting on AEW there. Like,
Uh huh.
this is this is what you get. Uh, and, and now this is an odd way to twist the story, but like it's honest. This is yet another example of one company knowing their limitations
Hmm.
and another that just keeps bringing everyone under the sun into the fold and doesn't know their limitations.
Yep.
Impact knows the limitations and knows how to highlight. Uh, it's kind of like the old way of thinking that Paul Heyman discussed when he was doing one of the numerous ECW DVDs that have come out over the years.
Accentuate the
Accentuate the
positive,
positives,
hide the
hide the
negatives.
negatives.
Yep.
That's what you do. And
Right.
AEW has, and yeah, we're gonna talk about AEW a little more in a few minutes, but um,
As far as the comparison goes, it's like Impact signed Giselle Shaw as a wrestler first and as publicity second, because
right.
they obviously, like I said, Giselle Shaw's been there for 6 months before they were like, by the way, and came out with it. Whereas I've always felt like AEW only signed Nyla Rose. They
First
ba-
payment,
they signed Nyla as as publicity first and as a worker second,
which is sad, but
because Nyla's a hell of a talent.
right. Yeah, I could see that. I could,
Yeah.
especially considering the way that they pushed her around
Mm-hmm.
in the first months of the company existing. Yeah, that
Yep.
that certainly makes sense.
Yep.
Um, one other thing about Impact to discuss before we move on,
Mm-hmm.
they actually have Against All Odds, which is going to be from Center Stage in Atlanta. That's going to be this Friday
Oh, it's another one
on
of those Impact Plus
Impact
specials.
Plus.
Yeah,
Correct. Um, where did I just put it? There it is. Um,
that's what she said.
these are oh Jesus. These are the matches that I've seen booked thus far, but what I'm looking at is about a week old. So there might have been one or two matches added since then. I'm not entirely
Or
sure.
they might add more from the taping that's going to air on Thursday.
Probably. But here's what we have so far. We got Josh Alexander defending the Impact World title against Doring. We've got
That's
uh
random.
yeah, very, but
I mean, he defended against Eric Young, so I guess, but still, no.
yeah, I know Doring went after Alexander this past week on TV on their TV taping, but
Doring is just so horrible of a worker.
it just sounds like he's basically kind of going through VBD at this point, one by one. It seems like.
Yeah, but
Um,
like Shark Boy just won that reverse battle royal, so isn't he
right.
supposed to get a title shot?
Yeah. I mean, Doring, I guess, did beat Josh Alexander with a DQ victory. That's what it was. That's what happened
Oh,
this past week. So,
okay.
Demore booked the match that way. Then we're gonna have another 10-man tag with Honor No More
Oh, boy.
because we can't do anything else original with these motherfuckers.
Mhm.
Um, so obviously the Impact Originals lost the Slammiversary. Now Honor No More is heating up with things against. Well, this is fucking funny. All right, so let me run this by you.
Mhm.
So the image they have posted on their website has all
Mhm.
5 members of the match for Honor No More in it,
Yeah.
and then it has James Storm, the Good Brothers, and then two mystery figures for as if they haven't named the other two people. Yet, if you read the first sentence of this synopsis for this match,
Mhm.
it reads as following. After falling to the Impact Originals at Slammiversary, Honor No More found themselves in a heated brawl with James Storm, the Briscoes, and new Impact World Tag Team Champions, the Good
So,
Brothers.
gee, we wonder.
Yeah, basically. Um, but oh, okay, all right, I see what it is.
What?
So they haven't officially. So apparently the Briscoes are quote unquote not clear to compete. Um,
Mhm.
and then Honor No More apparently also has jumped Heath and Rhino at some point.
Okay.
So right now it is technically two mystery partners, but I don't know. Just something tells me it's the Briscoes, and they're not going to try to surprise anyone.
Yeah, especially
Um,
because they tape everything a month at a time. So,
right. Jordan Grace is going to. I believe this is a title. Yeah, because Tasha Steeles lost the belt at
mhm.
Queen of the Mountain. So,
Yep.
so Grace is basically giving Tasha Steeles a traditional champions rematch, I guess is what we'll call it. But this one's going to
Okay.
be one on one.
Mhm.
Then we also have. Are you ready for this?
Oh boy.
Knockouts tag match that doesn't involve the tag champions. It's Deanna and Chelsea Green against Mickey James and Mia Yim.
Ugh.
Oh, we're not even done with the bad yet. It's okay. So, Sammy Callahan and Moose are having another match. Guess what kind of match this is?
Let's see. They already did Monsters Ball, so that means Full Metal Mayhem.
Nope.
No.
It'll make sense if I tell you who's going to be there for the match as well.
Okay.
I'll need you to look at me. Not Tommy Dreamer, but Raven.
But oh, so Ravens rules.
No.
Oh,
What other kind of match?
Clockwork Orange House of Fun.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yep. Yep. I, I can't make this shit up sometimes. I really can't. But yeah.
I
Because
tell you,
Moose and Sammy Callahan really scream Clockwork Orange House of Fun.
Sammy Callahan versus like I want to say like '05 Raven would have been a good draw.
With Sammy Callahan against any kind of Moose.
No.
Sorry, Moose, but I know you're a Syracuse guy, but no, nah, nah, son. Okay, that being said, are you ready to bang your head against the wall yet?
Oh boy.
I mean, you know we're going now. I mean, you know we're going now. It's AEW Ring of Honor time. Before we even dress, first of all, full disclosure, like you, I did not watch Rampage at all this week. I literally just watched Dynamite. But we're going to touch on the Ring of Honor portion of what we would usually have for this real quick. So I want to get this straight.
Mm-hmm.
We have a Ring of Honor show that's been rumored for months, booked for the end of next month. July 23rd is the official date.
Yep.
And not only did you just officially announce the show happening this weekend, you're not even making tickets available to the public until 15 days before the fucking show.
Yep.
Which means I don't think this is very Charlie Davey. I think this is a pretty direct correlation. This means in Tony Khan's warped, coked out brain, he thinks 15 days is enough time to sell a Ring of Honor show with 0 booked matches attached to it currently. And I'm assuming it's going to probably be that way by the time tickets go on sale next Friday, because I doubt they're going to do... The only thing they might book before July 8th when tickets go on sale is Samoa Joe versus Lethal. That's the only thing they've done anything Ring of Honor related with the last 2 months. Because you haven't seen Mercedes since she unified the title with Deanna.
Nope.
You haven't seen Gresham on the show.
Nope.
I mean, you've... Okay, so we did see FTR technically defend the belts at Forbidden Door this weekend. But, like, aside from that, there has been no direct correlation to the Ring of Honor tag titles.
Right. They've had Wheeler Yuta defending the ROH Pure title on the YouTube show.
Right. I think he defended it once on Rampage, but that's Rampage.
Yeah, Rampage, yeah. I was going to say he defended it twice on YouTube, I think.
Right. But, like, there's been nothing. I think that covers all the belts. Tag, TV, World, Women's. That's it, right? Just the 4?
Yeah, because they haven't done.
Because they haven't done the 6-man, right?
Yeah.
Which I know there's been a constant rumor about AEW creating a trios title. But if you have Ring of Honor who already has a 6-man title, what's the fucking point of creating an AEW trios title if you can just take the 6-man titles from Ring of Honor and just throw them in there?
What was the point of AEW creating an All Atlantic title when they just added 3 mid-card titles when they picked up Ring of Honor?
Touche. Yeah. Was it the Songus Arena? Is that sound right?
Yep, the Songus Center. Yep.
Lowell, Massachusetts.
That's where I said it was going to be, too.
I looked it up, by the way. It's over 3 hours away from me, so as much as I'd love to go there...
It's about 10 minutes from the in-laws' house, and I still ain't going.
I forgot Lowell was above Boston, basically.
It's
like
next to Boston.
Ish. It's
on the New Hampshire border.
Yeah, but say it's closer to New Hampshire than it is to Cape Cod or Connecticut. So, I'm okay. I'll live with not seeing that.
Basically, like 90% of the wife's family lives in Lowell. So,
is that are we venting or is that an okay thing?
No, it's some of them are okay. Not a lot of them. A couple of them are okay.
There's some of them are bearable.
But still, the Songus Center is where WWE used to fucking do tapings of superstars all the time. When they used to do the blocks of superstars in Raw. Yeah.
I was going to say, it's probably also where they did the early days of Raw when they ran in Lowell.
Yeah.
Like in the mid-90s.
Right. And so that arena holds 6,000. So if they're going to run Ring of Honor the way they've been doing AEW. That means they're going to cut it in half. So that means they only need to fill 3,000 seats.
That's the one
You
thing I'm
know that
unsure about because I.
the ticket sellers aren't going to touch the Ring of Honor show because it's that
There's no point.
they're already losing money from the past two AEW pay-per-views. They're not going to touch Ring of Honor.
Right. I'm just. See, I don't remember what the presentation was like Mania weekend when they did.
It was the presentation was just like all the ROH TV stuff. So basically, it's
So
like
it's pretty
Impact
bare
sets up.
bones,
They basically set it up for 1,000 people.
but it was still pretty bare bones as far as like just like
Yes.
a regular stage with like a backdrop and that's
Yeah,
it.
with barricades. Like your bet like if you go on YouTube,
Mhm.
look up any of their ROH TV from right before Final Battle where they filmed it in Philly at the
Right.
arena.
Right.
That's your setup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's pretty bare bones. So I would assume that Tony would want to keep the presentation of the product separate. As, again, I know that's
He just
well,
redesigned the logo for the second time.
right. We all know what assuming does. I get that, but I'm going to go ahead and assume he keeps the visual presentation of the product separate from the visual presentation of what AEW has.
Mm-hmm.
So assuming that, I would go higher than your 3K. I'd say 45.
Okay.
I'd say 4,500. But even then, like
He's still
4,500
planning on selling it.
selling out
He's
4,500
running
in
it.
15 days on basically just reputation.
He's running into the basic indie mark promoter fucking no, and that's thinking that the show will sell based on the name of the company.
Hmm. Exactly. You right. You right. You took the words right out of my mouth. So yeah. Um, fuck Tard McGee does it again. Yeah, that's I guess that's my new nickname for him. Fuck Tard McGee. It's a good one, isn't it?
Tony Montana.
That's funny because I was putting together um the little preview synopsis for when we post this on YouTube and
Mm-hmm.
Spotify and stuff later on.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point I had yeah, I legit had Tony Montana as part of it and I was like, I want to cut down characters when we share it on Twitter. So
Can we talk about? Can we just talk about for a second how Cultaholic ripped us off?
in fairness, they've been doing they've been doing that for a while. I just don't know if they've been doing it as long as us.
No, they haven't.
You're talking about the AWTF graphic they were using to review Forbidden Door.
They haven't been doing as long as us.
It hasn't. Okay.
Because number one, I'm a subscribed viewer to Cultaholic, so I would have noticed it a lot sooner. But number two, they suck AEW's dick. So
shocker. I mean, you didn't just assume that? Come on, man. It's not the same company that they were the company that basically formed out of the WCPW shit, right? Or whatever that was.
No, that is what do you call it? That's twat culture.
Oh. I forgot what
there's two.
I forgot what culture was still in business.
Yeah, there's two British freaking YouTube channels that deal with wrestling, and it's Cultaholic and What Culture. Right. And What Culture is the one with the bald guy there,
Simon Miller. Yeah,
Simon Miller,
who kind of sort of tried to be a wrestler, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Cultaholic was a bit further Fallout though, because then wasn't like What Culture like let go of a lot of that wrestling.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, it was.
I don't know. I just know they're all British. Like
I think it was something like a bunch of those What Culture guys like formed Cultaholic as their own thing and branched out of What Culture, and then What Culture had like the scraps to deal with.
Yeah.
The only guy I found remotely entertaining, honestly, was the dude Ross, who was doing the whole King Ross thing for a little while there. He was the one I found mildly entertaining because his recap videos I thought were kind of.
See, I have a subscription. I subscribe to What Culture because of the What Culture horror channel, but unfortunately, the wrestling keeps popping up in my feed, and I'm like,
gee, I wonder why
you guys sucking freaking AEW's dick anymore. I just can't.
Well, I mean, those that was the kind of talent they were booking for those WCPW shows
I know. I know.
before AWB even became a thing. Like they were booking Will, they were booking Ray before he re-signed with WWE. They were
Hmm.
booking Christ. I think they had Speedball Bailey on there. I know he's on
Hmm.
AEW, but like that's just an
And
example.
Pac, and yet, yeah,
Pac, yeah, that's right, yeah. I think they even booked. Did they book ZSJ for a show or two? I think
probably.
just because Rev Pro lulls. Why not?
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So, anyways, this is the United States. This is not England. We shall move on.
Hmm.
Um, besides, we took their tea and threw it in the harbor, so whatever. Um, by the way, I know I'm getting way off track here, real quick. So I was announcing for a World Championship qualifying pool tournament this weekend, and I
Yep.
don't mean pool like this. I mean pool,
Billiards.
billiards. Yes, thank
Mhm.
you. And there was one dude that had the most dead on Boston accent
Oh
to the
God.
point where I accidentally announced him for his next match as Mike. And he come over, he's like, "It's Mark. It's Mark." I'm like, "Oh, like legit. That's exactly how it sounded. It's Mark." I'm like, "Oh fuck. Oh, that's great." All right. So we get into Dynamite. The the lead in Dynamite 2 Forbidden Door. Uh, so basically, the opening segment was actually kind of key because it helps set up in a way what happened at one thing that happened at Forbidden Door and then leads into Blood and Guts because Danielson opened the show with a promo
Hmm.
announcing he was not yet medically cleared for Forbidden Door or for Blood and Guts in Detroit this week.
Hmm.
But at the same time, he would not announce his replacement. All he said was he picked the one guy he trusts. Now, I'm going to be honest, and we're going to get to it in a little bit.
Hmm.
The guy that ends up coming out on Sunday night, I wasn't thinking of. I don't think you were necessarily thinking. Like you
No,
might,
I was.
like it was a passing thought. Was it really a number, like the number one thought in your head, though?
Yeah, because I was thinking of who's available, and I was just like, it's the, and I was thinking of like the one person that like Tony Khan would have offered an insane amount of money to that would have went, fuck it for that much, sure.
I agree, but at the same time, like there had been talk the last few weeks around him coming back to Connecticut.
There was,
So
and you know something, he
I,
will.
and that's why I didn't really think about it much was because of that. But again, we'll touch on who that was in a moment. Um, so then after Danielson cuts his promo, um, and I want to say ZSJ walked out the end randomly just to stand on the stage and look like a
Yeah,
twat.
no promo, just yeah.
Just come out, stand there, look stupid, and end the segment. Um, so we got a Moxley backstage promo where he basically talks about the title match on Sunday, but also talked about the tag match against Fuckface Wizard and what was it, Archery teamed with later in the night? Yeah, Archer.
Yeah, that night, yeah.
We'll get to that in a little bit. So we get the return of Orange Cassidy in ring, teaming with Rapongi. They end up beating Will Ospreay and Aussie Open with, I think Trent got the pin on Ospreay.
I think so.
I think Trent got
No,
the
no,
pin.
Trent got the pin on Osprey on Rampage.
Oh,
So
right.
yeah.
Who got the pin? So I don't remember. Maybe it was Cassidy. I don't remember. But anyways, so Orange and Rapongi win the 6 man. Then we get a backstage promo with Sanjay and Jay Lethal and Satnam Singh. Again, we haven't seen Samoa Joe since Vegas, right? Double or
Yep.
Nothing.
Uh-huh.
So it's been a month since we've seen Joe.
Hmm.
Then we get Christian, and probably honestly one of the most entertaining moments of the night because Christian as a heel is the best form of Christian. Let's just be real about it. Not that I like Christian being heel that much more than Christian being a face, but Christian heel in general, I think is just more entertaining than Christian as a face.
Here's my problem.
What's your problem?
One, they let the internet write the story again.
Of course, we all knew that.
And two,
Yes.
that was literally an MJF promo that they handed to Christian.
I could see where you're coming with that. Yeah.
Like I
Okay.
guarantee they just crossed off a couple of things, put in some different names, and went to Christian and went, MJF was supposed to use this, but we can't use him on TV now, so you do it. It was all there with the I'm not going to placate to you marks.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I could understand that. I mean, you got, yeah, I don't know. I could definitely see where you're coming from with
No,
this.
sorry,
You're
dog.
good.
With the I'm not going to placate to you marks, blah, 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 blah. This cost me money, blah, 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 blah. Your dad's dead.
The dad's dead thing was, yeah, fair,
That was all fucking MJF stuff.
fair. Then we get the Bucks and O'Reilly doing a backstage promo about, I believe it was about staying in Darby and all of them. Go, yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
Then,
because we had to throw on a match that didn't fucking happen anyways.
right. Then what I projected to happen happened as Malachi Black beat Penta to qualify for the All Atlantic title match. Then we get a Wardlow pre-tape, which, oh, it's about the TNT title. That's right.
Yep, because he's going to wait for the champ to be healed, blah, blah, blah. So, once again, we had to strip our champion of the title because he lost his smile. We stripped our TNT champion of the belt back in January because he had COVID for 7 days. But this guy is injured for God knows how long, but they're just going to have Wardlow wait until he comes back.
You and fucking saying Punk lost his smile, man. We're gonna have. I don't want to fight you about it a lot, but we might fight over that. So we
Sorry,
get,
he stubbed his toe.
anyways. Hangman beats Silas Young. Nice to see Silas Young get a payday for 8 to 10.
Right, but it's fucking such a waste of Silas Young, man.
Yeah, I know. But they were in Milwaukee.
Oh yeah, that's right. They were in Milwaukee.
Then Adam Cole came in from commentary. Jay White comes out. They both attack. They both attack Page. Then Okada comes out and makes the save. Now at this point, let's just keep it real for a second. At this moment in the night, would it be safe to say we could have assumed based on what Jay White had been saying the last few weeks, combined with that happening, would it be safe to say the prevailing thought was, okay, we get Jay White and Adam Cole against Okada and Page in a tag match?
Prior to that Wednesday, I figured it was going to be a 3-way and Okada was not going to be involved at all.
But when you see Okada walk out in that moment and
we fought tag match, yeah.
Okay. Keep that thought.
Mm-hmm.
So then we have the baddies do a backstage pre-tape with Tony. And then we get another backstage thing with Tony, this time with Statlander and Athena. Then we get Tony Storm beating Marina. Why do we keep putting Marina Shafir on TV? Can someone explain that to me?
Reasons.
Who keeps putting Mrs. Roddy on TV?
One,
her theme music sucks complete dick. And two, she can't fucking wrestle.
But she's Roddy's wife, and because we need to make Thunder Rosa look like shit.
Who cares if she's Roddy's wife?
You and I don't. The basement
Roddy ain't
goblins
leaving anytime soon.
I know.
Fucking cares?
The basement goblins who do their fantasy booking.
And by the time Roddy is even available to come over, odds are Bobby will probably be done and retired.
Odds are AEW will be out of business.
Well, don't move too fast. One thing at a time. After the match, though, Nyla Rose comes out and helps Marina jump Tony Storm. Then Thunder Rosa makes the save. And then Rosa and Tony have a little face-off to set up their title match for Sunday. Blah, 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 blah. Then we get Darby and Sting accepting the challenge of the Bucks and O'Reilly from earlier in the night because we needed that. And then we close the night with Mox and Tanahashi beating up Archer and Jericho. And here's my theory, by the way. My theory is either they went short the show entirely went short, and that's why we saw as much of this
Fuckery.
clusterfuck as we saw after the match with Yuta coming out, and I think FTR, no, not FTR,
It was everyone involved in either Blood and Guts or that 6-man
basically,
with
yeah,
Suzuki Gun and yeah.
right. Even Minoru came down nice
Yeah.
and fucking
Yep.
slow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just
Someone
so either
legit.
they timed out the show like shit and they ended up with more time at the end than anticipated, or so there was a match that went short that they didn't anticipate to go short, and they just didn't know how the fuck to make it stretch.
Someone legit said this looked like old school Memphis, and I went, "You've never watched old school Memphis in your fucking life."
No,
Yeah, that was just that whole clusterfuck was just
that was
awful.
just it was. I want to think it was just poor timing by whoever was timing out the show. I mean, that would be the easiest resolution to the clusterfuck we witnessed. Um, if that was pre-planned to be that way, uh, uh, oh god,
Yeah.
the sick part is I can't even dismiss that as an idea because it's AEW.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't even sit here and automatically dismiss that maybe that was done purposely.
Mm-hmm.
I just like honestly, the moment they showed Suzuki walking down the ramp nice and slow is when it should have ended. It
Uh-huh.
shouldn't have gone any further than that.
I agree.
Or at least you see Minoru give like his first punch, and then you
Right.
go off air.
Right.
Instead, it went like forever to the point where you got fucking Minoru Suzuki resorting to grabbing a thing of fucking popcorn and popping somebody in the head with it. Like,
Yep.
anyways, but that
And
was.
just yeah.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. You have something to say.
So the entire that entire episode of Dynamite leading into the pay-per-view. Now, like, of course, I had people gloat because oh look, Okada showed up and they announced Takahashi and blah blah blah. So of course I was wrong. Yeah, except here's where it really doesn't fucking matter. Number one, and I fucking love Okada. I have always loved Okada. This was a waste of Okada.
No shit.
Okada is the fucking Ric Flair of New Japan Wrestling for all intents and purposes. You want to sell this pay-per-view? He should have been the first fucking name announced, whether he was champion at the time or not.
Mm-hmm.
They should have been like, he's going to be here and we're figuring out who he's going to face. Because you know something? If your end game was to do a fucking fatal 4-way, then you could have announced the fucking IWGP championship match a month ago, because the belt would have still changed between Okada and White, and all you would have to do is change the graphic, and it would have been the same match. Because I'm sorry, but if you really want to market this shit, and obviously you don't care about marketing, you just care about popping your niche base. Like, and you could tell Okada could give a fuck. Okada walked out in a plain white t-shirt and sweatpants. Like, there are two ways Okada should have shown up. Either A, in a fucking suit, or B, lights out, coin drop, Rainmaker! Huge fucking balls to the wall entrance. What did we get? T-shirt and sweatpants. That's bullshit. And then Hiromu Takahashi and Shingo Takagi, your winner of the fucking Super Juniors and a former New Japan champion, just randomly get announced for a fucking pre-show tag match 3 days before the fucking event. That is a waste. I'm sorry, that is just an ultimate fucking waste of New Japan talent. This whole show, the entire pay-per-view was basically a waste of New Japan. It was, as I said it was from the beginning. This was a glorified New Japan Strong show with extra AEW guys on the card. Look at the okay, let's actually get to the show, and then we'll look at the rundown of fucking how many fucking multi-man matches were on it just so as many people as possible could get a fucking payday? What did we have? 2 one-on-one matches? 3?
Good question. Bear with me for a moment.
I think we had 3. I think it was the women's,
I mean,
the interim
are you
AEW.
including the buy-in or not?
Was there a singles on the buy-in? I thought the buy-in was all
Yeah,
tag and shit.
Lance Archer squash Comrado.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that came out of fucking nowhere. That was literally because they're like, oh shit, we used Lance Archer for 2 weeks in a row on Dynamite and said he was part of Suzuki Gun, but he's not on the fucking pay-per-view. Throw him in the fucking pre-show against fucking against Captain Caveman from YouTube.
Please hold. I'm looking through here.
But besides that, yeah, I think it was 3 singles matches. Women's interim title match, Osprey and Orange.
They really put Osprey and Orange on the back half of the show. Jesus Christ.
Well, yeah, because because it was for it was for the New Japan.
Oh, you
US
forget
title.
about ZSJ and
and
the guy we haven't named.
and Claudio. Yeah, that's right.
And did you
Okay,
mention
so 4.
Moxley and
Yeah,
Hiroshi?
I mentioned Moxley and Tanahashi.
Okay.
No.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Oh God, what did I just do? No, don't click on that. Okay, good. Yeah, about that. Yeah. Anyways, we'll run through the results in just a second here. Okay, now we're there. All right, so we get to Forbidden Door. We're not going to go through Rampage because, reasons. I mean, why would we go through Rampage? Really, there wasn't a whole lot accomplished. Let's just put it that way. There's nothing really done to help anything. I think maybe it helped book whatever the hell they did for what you call it, Swerve and Strickland, which we'll get to. It was in the pre-show. But
You mean Keith Lee and Strickland?
did I say Swerve and Strickland?
Yes, you did.
It's pretty much the same thing, anyways. Let's just be real. It is. So they opened the pre-show with Aaron Solo and QT Marshall against Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi. Damn, they put Hiroki Goto in the fucking opener of the. Yikes! Fucking yikes!
Oh yeah, I loved reading comment sections and motherfuckers talking about Yoshihashi as like the worst talent to ever come out of New Japan and shit. I'm like, really? Y'all fucking are beggars trying to be choosers right now.
Go watch a Toru Yano match and come talk to me. Anyways.
Oh, according to them, Toru Yano is like the second fucking coming of Christ. I'm not joking.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that. Goto and Yoshihashi win. It's pretty basic.
Because we figured because that was a YouTube match.
They're trying to get the crowd energized. It was what it was. Then Archer just basically beat the shit out of Comrado. Whatever. Then we
heel
get
versus heel for no reason.
He what?
Heel versus heel for no reason and no build.
Well, duh. We knew that. Then we get Swerve and Keith Lee against Kanemaru and El Desperado.
Kanemaru was filling in for Takahashi.
Correct, because reasons.
Well, Takahashi had he registered a fever, so as COVID protocol, they wouldn't let him get on the plane.
Makes sense. Oh, right. I think you told me about the fever thing.
Yeah, he got a fever. Yeah, because then I had Basement Goblins fucking stalking my profile because this one motherfucker said, I want a refund for my ticket because I paid to see Takahashi. And I went, he literally just got advertised yesterday. And so I had a Basement Goblin go on my fucking profile and stalk it and laugh react at all my public posts for the past 2.5 months.
Lovely. By the way,
that's mature.
Just to follow up on the whole Takahashi thing, he ended up losing his Best of Super Juniors title opportunity to Taiji Ishimori
Oh shit.
last week. I forgot to bring that up. Um, Ishimori successfully defended the title in 36-20 after hitting Bloody Cross. Um, so yeah, so much for putting the belt right on Takahashi. Um, Final buy-in match was an 8-man tag. Max Caster and a Gun Club, including Billy getting in the getting in his fucking tights.
Because Bowens is still injured.
Yep, against Yuya Uemura, Alex Coughlin, the DKC, and Kevin Knight. Uh,
The LA Dojo boys, basically.
Basically, yeah.
So, like I said, glorified New Japan Strong show.
What the what? Okay, all right. So, oh my god, you didn't watch any of this, right?
Fuck no.
So it ends up being a 4-on-2 handicap match. The entire match, basically. Do you want to know how?
Who took the bump through the table during the pre-show?
Nope, not even that. Nope. They had Danhausen on the big screen taunting Austin and
Oh
Colton.
yeah, that's right.
And Austin and Colton took off for backstage and never came back.
So it was Billy Gunn and Max Caster versus 4 Dojo boys.
And who went over?
Billy Gunn and Max Caster.
You're right. 'Cause
reasons.
Thank you.
Because AEW.
Then we get to the actual show itself. They open with a 6-man tag of Jericho, Sammy Bussy, and Minoru Suzuki.
And some fucking basement goblin got thrown out of the arena.
They were taking on Eddie Kingston, Wheeler Yuta, and Shota Umino, aka Red Shoes Jr. Would you like to explain why somebody got thrown out of the arena during the opening match?
So, and this was me actually adding more detail than what was actually released. But basically, there was a dude who had ringside seats who, when Jericho and when the JAS came out, the dude made a beeline because he had an aisle seat over to the railing and took some pictures of Tay Conti from behind. That's all it said. My guess is he was taking pictures of her ass.
Duh.
But it literally just said he was taking pictures from behind her. That was it. And this dude was physically removed by security from the building. So this dude spent hundreds of dollars on ringside seats for this show and got kicked out during the fucking entrance of the main show's opener because he took a picture of a chick in jeans. Like, I'm not saying that the dude's not a creeper, but 99% of your fucking audience there are creepers. And this bitch goes online wearing dental floss as a bikini, but gets mad that a dude takes a picture of her in fucking jeans. Fuck off.
There's ways to go about your business, though.
Yeah, there's ways to go about your business, but still, if you back up and look at the grand scheme of things.
Oh, I understand where you're coming from.
This dude wasn't taking pictures in the fucking locker room. He wasn't fucking sneaking shit while she was changing. She was already out there. She's already on fucking camera. So what? This dude wanted to snap a pic for his spank bank. Yippity fucking do. She does way worse on fucking Instagram. This goes back to the whole Sammy and fucking Ty going, oh, we want our privacy, but watch us practically fuck every time there's a camera on us. Didn't this bitch pose naked behind the TNT title?
Yeah.
She was wearing jeans, for Christ's sake.
I'm not saying she's innocent of
I hate the fact that I'm partially defending a fucking basement goblin. But seriously, the dude took a picture of a chick in jeans from 15 feet away.
Listen, I get it. I get your perspective, but I also get their perspective. I get both perspectives. I'm indifferent about it, so I'm not even going to do this.
I think they were excessive in the way they handled it.
Well,
they could have easily said, delete the pictures and go back to your fucking seat. This is your one and only warning.
Right. Um, Before we get into who won the match, did you realize there was a stipulation attached to this match?
Yeah, if whoever won got to pick the got to pick the got the advantage for blood and guts.
Yeah, because a third of that match had nothing to do with that match coming up whatsoever.
Yep.
But we still put the advantage on that match
Uh-huh. Because we
because
got to push it because we need ratings on Wednesday because we know that this fucking pay-per-view is going to tank.
whatever.
Brain damage.
Jericho Guevara and Suzuki win after Jericho hits the juice effect on Red Shoes Jr. So
So another dojo boy takes the pin.
I swear to God, I'm thinking this way, but I'm glad I haven't seen anything with this on social media. After reading that, I swear there's probably somebody who's like, storytelling at its finest with the Charlie Day thing, Jericho attacking Red Shoes Jr. and blah, blah,
Yep.
blah, blah.
Uh-huh.
I swear to
I
God,
saw it.
I bet you're kidding me.
Well, no, it wasn't at that part. It was later on when Jericho threw the
I'm glad.
fireball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But
But yeah, no, someone wrote that, this was poetic justice of Jericho getting revenge on Red Shoes for screwing him over in some fucking match from Wrestle Kingdom like 4 fucking years ago. Yeah. Yeah. Long-term storytelling.
last thing I
That's
want
their
to
term.
last thing I want to say about the match or any of its participants. If I hear one more person tell me that Wheeler Yuta has got it, I don't doubt he's a good talent. But don't fucking sit there and spout glowingly about him as like the future.
Wheeler Yuta is a mechanic at best.
He's an above average mechanic. Let's put it that way.
He's a mechanic, plain and simple.
Compared to 3/4 of the rest of the roster,
Compared to the wrestling,
3/4 of the rest of the roster
business
is
in
basically
general, he's a
spot monkeys
mechanic.
who can't go more than 5 minutes stamina wise.
Listen, for me, saying someone's a mechanic is a compliment, especially in that fucking atmosphere.
Just
So, like I said, he was a mechanic at best.
okay. Then the second match of the official card was the triple threat winner take all for the IWGP heavyweight tag titles and the ROH World Tag Team titles. FTR, Cobb and O'Khan, and Roppongi Vice. Match ends with FTR winning the belts.
And Dax Harwood getting injured.
Yep, he got a separated shoulder. No official word on how long he's going to be out or if he's going to be out any extended period of time and just fight through it. Who knows?
He's going to be out, and they're going to have to vacate those fucking belts.
There's nothing here that tells me how the fuck they won, but okay, sure.
I think it said that they pinned O'Khan. I'm not sure. What do you call it? But yeah, it's basically the long and the short is everyone thinks that that FTR is about to go on the whole fucking belt collector route, and they're not.
No.
They're not. What's going to happen is if they don't have to vacate the fucking tag belts, what's going to happen is they are going to either drop them on a New Japan Strong show or they're going to drop them back to Cobb and O'Khan on a random episode of Dynamite.
I'm thinking. I'm trying to think through the New Japan schedule.
I don't see them going to Japan.
Not even for one show.
Nope.
Not even if it was. I'm trying to think. When they do the end of G1, is it part of? Is it a spot show or is it like something the size of Dominion? I can't remember off the top of my head.
I don't remember.
Let me chew on that for a second. But let's just say I think all three options are open in my opinion. Okay. Obviously, the two you bring up are a little more more likely I'll put
Mhm,
than say them actually going to Japan.
mhm.
So the end of the G1, getting there, getting there, getting there, getting there. I know it ends in Tokyo. Okay, so middle of August at the Budokan. There's no specific. I don't think there's any specific like name of the show. I'm trying to remember. Then they do a Burning Spirit tour, is what they're calling it. They don't really have
Burning
any.
Spirita!
Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Yeah, they don't have any like themed show per se or big name show anytime soon. So, yeah, probably I'd go with one of your two options at this point. Then, 'cause I was
Mhm.
gonna say if there was a quasi big show like a Dominion coming up, I'd say maybe they do that one, go
Right.
do the job, and then come back.
Yeah.
Um, and don't call them belt collectors just because they happen to have three titles, motherfucker. They've had the one set of titles since what January, and they haven't defended them once yet.
October
So
of last year.
yeah, so fuck off, please. Let's not. Oh
Or
wait, no,
the
they defended it once, I think, on AEW TV.
Oh yeah, they did against the Lucha Brothers. Yeah,
Suck a dick. Come on,
yeah. Oh no, there's also there's also an option 3 that God we need to pray doesn't happen.
another super show with the two companies.
No,
What
they dropped them to someone else.
within AEW?
Yep.
Don't say Roppongi Vice because I'll lose my fucking
No.
mind.
No, we do
Somebody.
we do an ultimate all the belts are on the line bit.
No, we're not giving them to the Bucks. No, 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 no,
You got to
no,
consider
no,
who's in charge of
we're-
booking the tag
no,
division.
no, no. It's not.
Do I look like I like this option?
It's not their belts. No, do not speak that evil on me. Do not speak that evil on us. Don't you fucking dare. No. You take your sip of whatever the fuck you're drinking. No. No. Fuck you. No. That's my answer. No. Don't even say anything. Don't even say anything. Just let me go on to the next
They're
match.
tied 1-1, and the Bucks
Shut
egos are
up.
bigger than Budokan.
Shut up. I'm going to the next match. The four-way for the All Atlantic Championship to crown the inaugural champ: Malachi Black, Pac, Miro, and Clark Connors. Why
Because
Clark
she
Connors?
got hurt.
Because Ishii got hurt and couldn't make the show. So Clark Connors took the second place trophy in the four-man, whatever the fuck you want to call that qualifying thing. So
Mhm.
Clark Connors was your de facto fill-in. There's
Mhm.
your answer. And the Clark Connors, honestly, in a cowboy hat looks fucking ridiculous, but that's whatever. So for all intents and purposes, it looked like you were basically going to go see Miro win the championship, but in the end, we end up getting Pac hitting the 450 on Black, and
Mhm.
then putting Connors in the Brutalizer for the tap out and the win.
Mhm.
So
You
Miro
know,
once again gets the shit end of the stick.
Miro gets the
And
shit end of the stick because now Pac has a belt, so now they can continue Death Triangle versus Out to Black for another 6 fucking months.
because we don't need that. Let them do what they're gonna do with Julia Hart. I'm not even gonna get into the references I want to make. I'm gonna leave that alone. 3 men, 1 girl. Just go. Just leave them alone. Let Pac and Lucha Brothers go off and do something else.
They're
All right.
not.
Don't. You're speaking a lot of evil on me these last few minutes. Stop your shit.
Dude, what has been going on in AEW for the past 6 months? Death Triangle and the Out to Black.
Stop your shit right now. Done.
Dude, I'm not telling you anything you don't already know.
By the way, I don't know what's worse: the way Clark Connors looks in a cowboy hat, or the writer on Bleacher Report for this review I'm reading for Forbidden Door that said, "quote Connors is so well proportioned." That's not weird at all. Anyways,
Clark Connors wore a cowboy hat because Jim Cornette made that comparison to Clark Connors, the actor.
Marks. Anyways, so then we get
Clark Connors should do a tourist trap gimmick. That would be so fucking great.
Shut up. We get an 8-man tag match. Bullet Club, which is represented by the Young Bucks, Hikuleo, and El Phantasmo.
No, it ended up being a 6-man, right? Hikuleo
right.
was ringside because
Right.
because whatchamacallit got injured.
Because Takahashi couldn't make it. That's right.
Well, that's right. They had a Takahashi to that match.
Takahashi had a fever. That's right. So
Right.
Hikuleo was ringside, correct. He took on Sting, Darby Allin, and Shingo Takagi. By the way, did,
You're gonna say it?
did you recognize the team name?
Yeah, they ripped it off.
From who?
It was a WCW team.
I'm not. No.
Dudes with attitudes.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe, but that's not where I was thinking of it from.
What were you thinking
Correct me
of?
if I'm wrong. Isn't that what Shawn Michaels and Diesel called themselves as tag team champions?
They were two dudes with attitudes. But
Close
no,
fucking enough.
no, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna tell you right now because this freaking what do you call it? I was like, wait a second. Professional
The dudes,
Wrestling Stable, Great American Bash
1990 against
1990.
the four horsemen. El Gigante, Lex Luger, please hold it.
Orndorff, the Steiners, Sting, and the Junkyard Dog.
The dudes with attitude.
Told you.
It was a one-off stable, just like this is a one. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so it was an
But
NWA
Sting.
name that was eventually used basically in WWF by Shawn and Diesel, and then got okay. Whatever. Point is, it's been recycled twice now. Good for them. Match goes on. In the end, Sting, Darby, and Shingo win with Takagi pinning Connors.
Connors.
That's what it says here.
That someone misprinted that because Clark Connors was not in that match.
Oh yeah. So maybe Phantasmo's who got pinned. I don't fucking know.
I'm guessing.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Takagi got the pin. That's all I need to fucking know.
Yeah, it was Phantasmo got pinned because God forbid the Bucks lay down.
Then we get the AEW Women's Title match. Thunder Rosa successfully defended against Toni Storm.
Yay.
As Thunder retained using one of Dustin Rhodes' signature spinning suplexes because we had to keep recycling the whole Dustin Runnels being her mentor thing.
Yep.
And then Thunder and Tony shook hands after the match. Okay, great, wonderful. Then we get Cassie and Ospreay because we really needed this towards the end of the fucking night for the IWGP US title. Obviously, Ospreay wins because they weren't going to put that fucking thing on pockets.
And this was just used to forward a New Japan fucking feud.
Juice was in the crowd, so I'm assuming they're basically trying to build for Juice versus Ospreay. That'd be my assumption.
3-way.
Juice, Ospreay, and who?
Shibata.
You mean Sonata?
No, Shibata.
Oh, right.
Shibata came out.
Shibata attacked Ospreay after the match. That's right. I forgot. My bad. Shibata did show up. My bad. My guess, that was a favor.
Yeah, that was a favor. And Tony Khan throwing a fucking tantrum because he didn't get his way with the
Wasn't Shibata
entrance
mostly
music.
based in the US for the LA Dojo before he made his return to New Japan recently?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it wasn't like he had to go very far. He was probably in LA and Tony was like, hey, can you do me a favor?
But this is basically so that way they can continue the US title feud in strong.
Sensible, because Juice, God forbid he goes to Japan anymore.
And it's the US title, so it makes more sense for it to be defended regularly in the US.
Why wouldn't they just I'll hold that thought for another day.
Why wouldn't they just make it exclusively a strong title? I know.
But yeah, especially when Strong started around the same time as the US title, but whatever.
Yeah. I'll hold off the other note on that until we get to the afterthoughts on the show.
All right. Then we get to the one mystery part of the show, which was ZSJ, who was going to take Bryan Danielson's spot. Ends up being Claudio Castagnoli. And Claudio wins with a powerbomb on ZSJ to win the match.
Mm-hmm.
Which now means apparently Claudio's in Blackpool Combat Club.
Yep.
But here comes the big question I'm going to ask. How long do we think this contract is, if it even is a contract, or is this just a independent contractor 2-show deal, maybe just to fill space for Bryan to get healthy?
I would say he probably signed either 6 months or a year.
So short term in the way I would define it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I guarantee he's getting a fuck ton of fucking money for that 6 months or a year.
Now let's be realistic here.
Mm-hmm.
After this Wednesday night's Blood and Guts,
Mhm.
What are the odds he ever wrestles any match of significance ever again while under contract?
0.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Moving on. So we get to the four-way for the IWGP World Title. White, Cole, Hangman, and Okada. Yes, that's right. It was a four-way because by the end of Dynamite the previous Wednesday, they just randomly threw out there, oh, by the way, while we're going over the card for Forbidden Door, it's a four-way for the IWGP World Title because fuckery.
And let me back this up one moment.
Go ahead.
Let me back it up to that promo at Dynamite. So Jay White says, he turns to Adam Cole and he says, you lost twice to Adam Page. So why would I give you a title shot?
Basically.
Then he gets in the ring and he tells Adam Page, I'm not giving you a title shot. Then they jump Adam Page. Then out comes Okada.
Mm-hmm.
So now in the land of logic, obviously Okada does have a claim to the title because he gets a rematch.
Mm-hmm.
But Jay White just said to these two other fucklenuts that neither of them deserve a title shot because Adam Page has never beaten Jay White and Adam Cole has never beaten Adam Page. So by the fucking distributive property, neither of them are fucking worthy of sniffing his fucking jock. So how the fuck did these two guys get thrown into a championship match? Yes,
both
you
hands
in the
up.
front row.
Thank you. So can I throw out a theory?
Sure.
Maybe Jay White went off the cuff a little too far with his promo.
No.
Like maybe there was. Hold on. Let me explain in detail what I mean by that.
Okay.
Maybe the whole basis of the program was supposed to be just simply, I'm not facing you, and I'm not facing you, leaving it in limbo to where it's, oh, I'm facing both of you. Like, and then for whatever reason, Jay White decided, fuck it, I'm just going to go next level with this and bring up actual records. Again, this is me giving AEW too much credit. Yes, I know, but is it possible Jay White might have just gone too far with what he was saying on the mic the last few weeks?
I see. I don't think so because the thing is, he said the same thing the prior week. So it could have easily been said to him, listen, we know you said this last week, but don't mention that again.
And Jay White said, fuck you.
Jay White said, I've already got your fucking money. The check's already cashed.
And it is, I mean, I love Jay White, but it is Jay White.
Still got your fucking money. Breathe with the switchblade, motherfucker.
Thank you. Anyways, getting to the match. Yeah,
Let's
so
not.
It was a four-way.
It was a fucking awful finish. Did you watch the finish?
Hold on. So White and Cole basically had an alliance throughout the match, and then it fell through towards the end once the two realized they took out Okada and took out Page. So now they had to fight each other. And they had a bunch of near falls and attempted finishers from all four men, and it ends with White scoring the pin over Cole to retain.
But did you see the finish?
Please explain how the fuck. I know Cole eventually gets checked for a concussion after the match. It sounds like he might have actually had a concussion, unlike the guy we're going to get to in a minute. But the only clip I saw from the match was, and this might be the fuckery they were talking about with all four getting a finish in. I know it end. I want to say White.
Check your DMs.
White hit something, then Cole hit a super kick, then Okada hit a lariat, and then
check your DMs. It's literally the last 10 seconds.
Hangman hit a spinning lariat. I believe that's what at least that's what I saw. All right, so I'm watching the clip right now. Okada. Oh, this is the end of it?
Yep.
All right, so Okada goes for the
Rainmaker.
Cole ducks and falls down. So is Okada. Sling blade or switchblade or Blade Runner, whatever the fuck it's called. I don't fucking care. Hits it on Okada. Then he rolls over Cole.
Yeah.
So Cole was too concussed to kick out.
The finish, what it looks like is the finish was supposed to be Rainmaker on Cole, and then your typical indie multi-man finish. Guy hits a finish on one guy, other guy comes in, hits a finish, shit cans, right. Blah, blah, blah. But Cole decided to duck the Rainmaker, and then they went, oh shit, that was the finish.
Hold on. So I'm gonna watch this clip again. Yeah, because it's not like he was too concussed to stand. He
He
clearly
ducked.
ducks and then falls to a knee.
Uh-huh.
So Cole sandbagged on him.
Yep. But let's all talk shit about Thunder Rosa.
Hmm. That's interesting.
Once again, Adam Cole makes the finish of a match look like shit.
You know where he wasn't doing that shit?
Where?
Where would he have not been able to get away with that shit?
Japan.
More recent.
He did it in NXT, dude. Don't tell me he wouldn't have.
He wouldn't have gotten away with it as easily.
Well, no, but he still did it in NXT. He did it to fucking O'Reilly in their last match.
Okay, but Hunter wasn't there for the or was he still there for the last?
Yes, he
match?
was. He said, I don't give a fuck. I'm already leaving. So this was Adam
Yeah.
Cole going, I don't give a fuck.
Oh,
I
right.
already got
Yeah, on
paid.
the way out. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so we get to the last match: Mox and Tanahashi for the interim AEW World Championship.
Mox gigs for no reason.
That's one of the questions I had. Did he gig or was it legit?
Oh, he gigged.
He gigged. Okay, thank you. I assumed he gigged, but I wasn't gonna.
He went for Crimson Mask because reasons.
Because for her, I don't know. I have nothing.
Because he's been chasing Tanahashi for 3 years.
That's what I was gonna get to. I didn't want to say it. So basically, Tanahashi survived several near falls. Moxley finally hits the paradigm shift, gets the pin. Mox and Tana had a moment after the match before Garcia and Jericho ran down to attack them.
Sports entertainment.
Fucking really?
Sports
Really?
entertainment.
That's how they end the fucking show?
Sports entertainment.
They end the. You.
Sports entertainment, baby. You gotta love it. Because this is AEW. We don't do sports entertainment except when we do.
For those who on the audio side who only heard what just happened and didn't witness it on video like you can on YouTube, I literally took up my headset and threw it onto the desk, which then landed on the floor and turned away from the screen because fuck AEW. You mean to tell you couldn't let Mox have that one fucking moment because
we gotta push blood and guts, dude.
Because you really thought you could sell more tickets in fucking Motor City. Do me a favor.
Uh-huh.
Please go look up how many tickets are still left for tomorrow night. As we're taping this Tuesday, June 28th, the day before Blood and Guts is supposed to be on Dynamite. Just do it. I know it's going to take a couple minutes, but go ahead and do that. Because I'm intrigued to see what the fuck we're looking at. Fucking Tony should be fucking ashamed of himself.
Little Caesars Arena, Detroit.
Tony should be
Wednesday,
fucking ashamed of himself.
Checking availability. Give that a moment. Limited inventory. This event is popular. Which means StubHub has already bought a whole bit. Let's see. Ticket. There's still floor level tickets available for $54. For those of you that need a visual aid at home, everything in blue is still their seats still available.
So basically 2/3 of the lower section, every section on the floor, and then a couple upper bowl sections.
Yeah, because you figure, like, I'm trying to. Over here is where the entrance is. Or sorry,
no, I think
that's where the entrance is, down here.
Right.
So yeah. Basically most of the arena is still available, and floor seats, row 27 in row level, what do you call it? Level 101, row 27. So 26 rows back on the floor, ringside is still available for Blood and Guts tomorrow for $50. Mezzanine seats are $75. And there's lower level ringside still available for $106. Row 5, $129.
All right. Well, let me
There's
just.
still a fuck ton of tickets available.
All right. That still shouldn't give enough excuse
Oh, I agree.
for you to take this moment from Mox and turn into a fucking schmaz for
Uh-huh.
the second fucking match in a row for Mox.
Uh-huh.
So you basically took. Let's just make this an even bigger deal. Let's put it on a grander scale.
Uh-huh.
You took both televised matches of Hiroshi Tanahashi in the United States under and banner other than New Japan or New Japan Strong,
Yep.
and made both those matches end with a schmaz after the fall.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Khan should be replaced by somebody more knowledgeable about the sport and how to fucking produce it. That's ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. Speaking of Tony Khan, TK,
Mm-hmm.
lay off the coke, man. I'm gonna get to wine in a second, but first, what's the comment you want to make?
So, if you didn't notice, they did all the run-ins and stuff during that. You didn't notice there was still some very, very visible tension between Eddie Kingston and Claudio.
Yeah.
That is something that I wouldn't go as far as say they're enemies, but Eddie and Claudio are not the best of friends anymore.
Where's it stem from, Chikara?
It started at the end of Chikara, and it kind of went towards when Claudio signed with Vince. And Eddie was still working in Evolve and helping with the younger kids. And basically it was, I think it was, I don't like, there was some stuff said on a podcast about it, like the Eddie spouted off once, but basically it was like when Eddie chose to go to AEW instead of becoming a coach in NXT, and Claudio was kind of upset about that because he thought that he would have been a better coach in NXT than he would still trying to chase, working.
Right.
Basically Claudio was like, you should be working smarter, not harder. And Eddie kind of took it to heart. And Eddie said during an interview that Claudio wouldn't have the balls to work in AEW. And so Eddie actually went on Twitter like yesterday and said, oh, I guess his balls grew a little bit. But as far as I know, they're still not on the best of terms.
Well, they gotta be on the same side of the ring tomorrow night, so
right.
Christ almighty.
And of course the basement comments are like, this is great. So this way, after this, you could have Eddie and Claudio fight each other for real. Like,
no,
it's a fucking work. It's a fucking work. These are the same people that still want to see Punk versus Colt Cabana.
Colt Cabana.
Like, guess what? It's a fucking work. These people hate each other. They're not going to work with each other.
Colt Cabana. So this is why I say Tony needs to stay off the coke. I have to show two pictures. I fucking have to. You sent them to me, so I'm gonna give you credit. Number one. What owner of a wrestling company hugs their talent like this?
Vince, but he's got to pay him $3 million afterwards. Did it?
Only if they're female. Anyways, he really does look like a Make-A-Wish kid.
He does.
It's ridiculous. Oh, I guess.
Actually, no. Put that back up. Put that back up for a second. There's
Yes.
one other caption that someone else wrote about that.
What?
Now, I want you to look real. I want you to stare dead center at the center of that photo. Here's the other caption that I saw.
Okay.
Tony Khan's hug magically turned Claudio into a bald Luke Harper.
Jesus, Mary Joseph. Anyways, here's the other picture I want to bring up. Probably the most awkward hug I've ever seen in my life. Where Okada's like, who the fuck is this? Get him off me. And Tony's just, oh my God.
And those were taken at the media scrum.
After the show.
Right. So I want to talk a little about the media scrum.
Please go ahead.
Because remember how, like, after the last one, and I was just like, how the fuck, why can't you hand yourself in a professional manner during a press conference? I would like to retract that statement because this isn't a press conference. These are Tony Khan circle jerks. This isn't a media scrum. This isn't the press. The press media in general is invited. This is literally 3 quote unquote dirt sheets who are there, who are all on Tony Khan's payroll. It's Meltzer, it's Fightful, and it's Busted Open.
And then occasionally they have like Denise Salcedo or that teenage girl Izzy, whatever the fuck her name is. Like,
Yeah, that's right.
yeah, but
But
that's
it's
like
for the most
let's not
part,
exactly call that award-winning journalism.
right. It's YouTubers and people with paywalls who are not reporters as much as they're not Edward R. Murrow. Okay, they're not. They're the equivalent of a fucking Tiger Beat fucking kid fanzine fucking kid in the 80s. Okay, like, because like I didn't bother watching this media scrum after how fucking embarrassing the last one was, but I remember listening to audio of the last one and how they're like reporters actually ask questions, and these guys were like, "Oh, I really loved this part of the show where you did this." No, that's not what a reporter does. Like, that's not objective in the least. You are there to verbally fillet Tony Khan. That's not, no. So the media, like, it shouldn't be called a media scrum. They should just be called Tony Khan's online circle jerks. That's it. That's every time they come up on YouTube afterwards, Tony Khan's on post show online circle jerk. That's all it is. So yeah, so you got this shit with Claudio going on, which we'll see how that plays out. If Claudio signed a year, I'd be surprised. I think more because remember, like, he only brought in Leo Rush for what, a 3-month contract,
Something like that.
so I could see it only being 6 months. But I guarantee Claudio is getting a fuck ton of money because let's look at the basis of ex-WWE guys and what they've been paid so far that we know of. We know Jericho and Moxley both got $6 million a year. We know Danielson probably got that same amount, if not more. We know Punk probably got about 10 million based on that being extrapolated. We know that Pac got brought in at $1 million. We know that Andrade got brought in at about 2 million. My guess is Claudio got brought in at about 5 million for a year, which is why Claudio went, fuck it, sure. Because I mean, he's, it's I especially with something we need to get to later, but I think he might have given Hunter and Steph a call beforehand and said, listen, will I have a job with you guys after this? If I don't, then I won't take this offer. Because that's the kind of class act that Claudio is. So I'm pretty sure he made sure that bridge had no gasoline on it before he crossed it. So for that matter, good on Claudio. Get your fucking money. I'm never going to not love Claudio. But he is going to get wasted. They're going to use him for blood and guts, and then he's going to go out and he's got what was that? I was thinking about this when I couldn't sleep last night. Think of all these ex-WWE guys that they brought in to be game changers, and even the ones that they pushed, what have they done of merit? They bring in Danielson, and what has he done? He's worked all undercard guys except for 1 or 2 high-profile matches. They bring in Punk. He works all undercard guys except for fucking MJF, who he ultimately goes over MJF. And now he's their champ. It's like there's when Punk comes out for a fucking match, it's always against some lower card guy, and Punk's winning. Same thing with Danielson. Same thing with fucking Samoa Joe. So it's going to be the same thing with Claudio. They're going to send Claudio out to fucking, they think it's elevating younger talent, and it's not. It's going to be Claudio letting them get their shit in and then ultimately going over. And the thing is, because of how diluted, like how bloated Tony Khan has made the roster. Now you're going to get recycled WWE shit. We've already seen Claudio versus fucking Miro. We've seen Claudio versus Pac. We've seen Claudio versus Black. We've seen Claudio versus Murphy. We've seen these matches. So you're not giving us anything new. It doesn't matter if you let them go out and go 20 minutes and be like, because that's the thing is, oh, well, they really didn't let him work the way he wants to in WWE. Shut the fuck up. How do you know how he wants to work? You know how Claudio wants to work? He wants to work safe and short so that he doesn't get fucking hurt. Because if you haven't noticed, the people that work the way they want to in AEW are all on the fucking injured list now. It's kind of a pattern.
You know another way of not getting hurt there, JJ?
How?
Making sure you have a safe and reliable vehicle for Mohawk Honda. Because I said so. Our friends over at Mohawk Honda, they are ready to help you out by finding the vehicle you want, whether it's by searching their lot or they'll even search up and down the entire eastern seaboard for you. And also right now, it's a seller's market. So if you're looking to trade in your vehicle or sell your vehicle, Mohawk Honda is the place to go. And in some cases, you might be able to sell it for more than you paid for it, as the supply chain is still facing challenges in the automobile industry, which is creating a selling opportunity for you. So go ahead, go check out Mohawk Honda, whether it's with cars with Kern Svoboda, our boy Luis the VIP man Morales, C-Mac, Cam McKenna, or hell, just talk to the man in charge right there, General Manager Greg Johnson. Mohawk Honda on Freeman's Bridge Road in Scotia. They want to buy your car and get you into a new one that fits your style, your lifestyle, and your budget. Mohawk Honda, where they always go out of their way to please you. You're welcome. Are you done laughing now? One more time, just for my own sake. Can I look at the Okada picture again? Oh yes. Oh yes. I just wanted to do that one more time before we moved on. That's a lovely thing. Anyways, moving on now. So I mentioned at the start of the show how I was writing up a synopsis for this show when it eventually goes on YouTube and Spotify and Google Play and all that. And I mentioned how I was confused by something. Well, I've reached the point of confusion for Mr. Katie here.
Okay.
The show that confuses me. Would you like to take a guess, Mr. Alexander? Well, the banner I just put on the screen says WWE TV, so you have a 33.3% chance of getting this right. And I didn't even need Scott Steiner to figure out that mathematic formula.
Is it? I mean, they haven't really done anything that fucking insane on Raw or SmackDown.
Okay.
So it's got to be NXT.
Ding, 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 ding. Yahtzee! Bingo! You're a winner! I'm breaking the usual chronological order that I usually go through the NXT show because I have to bring this up. You want to talk about trying to wipe the slate completely clean and making people forget about a championship that people were proud about in WWE for a few years before you decided to put in the fucking trash? Now you're going so far as to take Jordan Devlin and repackage him as a schmuck named J.D. McCullough? What, is this
McDonough.
what McDonough, McConnell, give a fuck, I don't care. McDonald's, whatever, okay? It's fucking stupid. I knew that'd be your reaction because you don't give a shit. But like,
it doesn't bother me that much. I mean, he's always going to be Mongoloid Finn Balor to me.
My turn
Listen,
to say it.
We went through this with Walter fucking 3 months ago. Walter held the NXT UK title way longer than Jordan Devlin held the Cruiserweight title.
Anyways, by the way, did I see right? Speaking of NXT UK, for a quick sidebar,
yes,
did I see right that Trent Seven turned on Tyler Bate?
Yep.
Interesting. Anyways,
I'm surprised that didn't happen sooner. I've been waiting for that to happen for a while.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyways, we open the show. Oh, here's another bit of confusion. So Grayson Waller can beat Solo Sokoa now. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. We're pushing Solo so much, and all of a sudden we get Grayson Waller, and we're just gonna have Waller win for
Yep.
no fucking reason.
Mm-hmm. Bruce Pritchard's getting his shit in while he still can.
Breathe, Brian, breathe. Then we get a Tony D backstage interview with the whole family, which is not going to exist anymore as of tonight because one guy got fired and Tony D got hurt on tour 2 weeks ago. So
Yep.
lovely. Then we get the whole Jordan Devlin vignette that I just mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
He's coming soon. Ooh. Um, then we get Katana Chance and Caden Carter beating the dancing South Americans. I don't know what the fuck to call them. Leon and Perez. I don't remember their first names, and I don't think I even know how to pronounce them anyways.
Team Latina demographic.
Sure, we'll go with that. And we'll hear more from Chance and Carter in a few minutes. Then we got Wesley cutting an emotional ring promo, kind of sort of mentioning Nash.
Mm-hmm.
Then Trick Williams interrupts because Trick is a dick. Yeah. That was not intentional to rhyme, but it rhymed. Then we had Tiffany Stratton pre-tape talking shit about Wendy Chu, basically. Hippity hop, hippity hop. Then we get Roddy Strong and Damon Kemp beating Joaquin Wilde and Del Toro.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Right, because
the Creed brothers set them up with a match.
Well, no. About the match specifically, I believe Two Dimes or Stacks slid a crowbar into the ring to Wilde, and Wilde said, "Fuck this shit! I'm not using a crowbar. I'm gonna win it my way." And he ends up losing to okay, that's right. Then we get Fabian Eichner. Giovanni Vinci. Doing a backstage interview with Mackenzie Mitchell. He gets interrupted by Jiro because Jiro's really the epitome of fashion, I guess. Sure. Okay, we'll go with that.
Because he has closets full of jackets. So yes.
Jacket time. Then we get another Apollo Crews vignette where they're basically, what is he? The 2022 version of Big Boss Man? Is that what we're fucking doing here? he's fighting crime at anywhere he goes. Like, what are we doing here? Then we have Toxic Attraction doing an in-ring promo. They were interrupted by Roxy and Cora because
reasons.
For the second time in a row, it sounds like a woman's going to cash in. Well, it usually be a singles title opportunity for a tag title opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get interrupted by Kitana and Kaden because
they
say
want
the tag title line starts behind them. And then those four fight while Toxic Attraction stands there and just basically laughs at them. Sure. Then we get a Carmelo backstage interview previewing his title match against Tony D later.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get an indie backstage interview interrupted by Kiana James, which is basically Mrs. Dean Douglas or Mrs. Matt Striker, the way they're putting her together, I guess. I don't know.
Mrs. Andre Chase, because Andre Chase dropped the Dean Douglas gimmick.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So she's wearing Striker's female version of his outfits, but the number, I don't fucking know. Whatever.
Yep.
Then Cameron Grimes beats Idris Enofe. Probably the best match really of the night, honestly.
Yeah. Like I said, there's something in Idris Enofe.
Agreed. It's just a matter of getting the opportunity, and with the amount of guys I think are going to be ready to be called up in the next few months, like Grimes, for example, like maybe a Solo Sikoa, depending on if they want to incorporate him into the Bloodline stuff. If they really have that bad of a hard on for Braun Breaker, then maybe Braun. I'm not agreeing with it. I'm just saying. There could be an opportunity there for him. Then we get a vignette with Thea Hale moving in with Bodie at Chase U.
Yeah.
Because
they have dorms.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, sure.
They have co-ed dorms.
Co-ed. Thank you. You could tell I was struggling with that phrase, didn't you? You could see in my eyes that I was struggling for 10 seconds to figure out that goddamn phrase. Co-ed. Thank you. I was. You want you want to know the first phrase that popped in my head that I didn't want to say?
What?
I was about to say bisexual dorms, but they're not. They're
I
not.
mean, it is college.
Yes and no. So then we get Von Wagner beating Jensen in the most useless big man versus big man match I've seen in my life. All right, maybe not my life, but in a while.
Especially if you look at the grand scheme of things of what happened on the other side of the pond, it really didn't matter.
Touche. Then we get Grimes and Braun backstage. Oh, probably just talking about Great American Bash.
Yep.
Which is not tomorrow night, but the following Wednesday.
Yep.
Which would be
the week of 4th of July.
The night after 4th of July, if my math is correct. Oh, right.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not tonight. It's the week after, which would be July 5th.
Yes.
I got the date confused with Dynamite. Don't mind me. Then we get a Gacy and Diaz pre-tape where Gacy is. Are we really going to push the Dyads for a tag title shot? Is that what we're setting up right now?
We're short on tag teams, baby.
Right. Then we get Alba Fire beating Lash Legend by disqualification because Lash Legend hit Alba with the bat. Because we really need a program between those two. Can I tell you what I know is going to happen tonight? I could see it. I can already see it. If they haven't already announced it, they're probably going to have a rematch either tonight or next week at Great American Bash between Alba Fire and Lash Legend. And Alba Fire is going to win. What?
Bad on a pole.
No, we're not Vince Russo. Alba Fire is going to win because somebody's going to help her beat Lash Legend. Would you like to fill in the blank for me on who helps her?
Ass bitch.
Yes. Nikita Lyons is supposed to come back tonight. So it kind of makes sense if they have that rematch tonight and Nikita helps Lash lose because that was the program she was in before she fucked up her knee. I know that might be too logical for Bruce Pritchard to do, but who the fuck knows? Then we end the night with Mello retaining the North American title over Tony D because Santos accidentally slid the knucks to Mello instead of Tony D, and Mello used the knucks on Tony D with the referee's back turn, got the 1, 2, 3, and that was your match.
Yeah.
And then obviously they're teasing Legato saying "fuck you" to Tony D, which actually is even more in their advantage now, considering one of the other three got fired.
Right. I think, like, in the long run, like, if we get a Legato babyface turn out of this, at least we got something out of it.
Legato.
Yeah. But I mean, this is the thing. I guarantee, like, so I'm pretty sure up until next week is booked out. Like, as far
I would
as
assume that, yes.
Right. I think that
post Great American Bash is an open book. That'd be my assumption.
Yes. I think that Great American Bash is Bruce Pritchard's swan song as far as his booking in NXT.
Thank you, sweet baby Jesus.
Because we all know that Bruce Pritchard is the interim spot for Johnny Ace right now, so he's up in the offices, so he can't be in Florida. And the saving grace happened last week.
Stephanie being named interim CEO?
No. You didn't see this posted everywhere.
Well, Hunter showed up at the PC and said, "I'm back."
Exactly.
Doesn't necessarily mean he's taking over NXT TV right away, but I
get
what you're saying. I get where you're going. I get where you're going. I'm just saying it's not happening tonight.
It's not. No, it's after Great American Bash is gonna suck balls, but the following week of NXT going forward, we're gonna start getting good NXT again. It's not gonna be like a fire hydrant opening. It's gonna be drip, drip, drip. But it's gonna come back.
Drip, 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 huh?
Yes.
You got the clap or something? Anyways. I
am not Abel Graves.
As far as other TV is concerned, aside from Money in the Bank qualifiers, really not a whole fucking hell of a lot going on, except for Natalya coming out in Ronda Rousey makeup, and that was actually kind of that kind of touched my heart because I fucking hate Ronda Rousey. So that was
Yeah,
kind
I fucking Rhonda going, oh, Natty, I didn't recognize you without your boobs out. Like, yeah, I guess what? You wish you had Natty's rack. Like,
of,
fuck you, bitch.
or Natty's sister's rack. Um, you haven't
Yes, I
seen?
have. Yes.
Okay, just asking. They're they're both yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I
Anyways,
know.
um,
But there's one other good thing that has happened on Raw and SmackDown over the past week and a half.
you haven't had to watch Cody Rhodes.
Well, that too. But just randomly, here come Big Daddy Vince, dick swinging for no reason. It keeps happening. And
Oh,
it
I
is the
mean him.
greatest thing
Are
in
you
the
talking
world.
about him introducing John Cena last night? Is that what you're referring to?
And the week before.
Well, so all right. So the week before was. Hold on. Let's
He
rewind.
came out on
So
SmackDown that we
right,
knew, but then he came out on Raw. Remember, I messaged you.
right, he came out on Raw and basically did the whole.
He said John Cena's coming back next week.
Right. Yes.
And that this is episode 1517. Like that right there was the greatest thing ever.
Oh man. Vince is
Just Big Daddy Vince, dick swinging.
Let me put it this way, right? If there's anything other than a strength contest, I would never challenge Vince in. It's a dick measuring contest. Never, 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 ever, ever. Don't want any. I don't even want to fathom that kind of contest.
Balls of steel on that man.
What are your thoughts about old Johnny Boy coming back in Laredo, Texas?
So I thought it was a very good promo. You could tell they basically just gave him a mic and said, "Say whatever you want."
Well, of course, it's John Cena. Why wouldn't you?
Right, but I think it was good. It was definitely heartfelt. Um, a lot of it had the same vibe to me as, it kind of reminded me of Flair. Flair's promo when they did the Horseman reunion in Greenville on Nitro before Bischoff came out, when it was just
Right.
Flair being Flair.
Right.
That it reminded me a lot of that, just the feel of it. Just Cena, just really, just being honest, being truthful, being humble. I'm glad that they just let it be that and just let it be a standalone Cena promo, and they're not rushing whoever he's going to be working at SummerSlam.
Theory.
Maybe.
I was just throwing it out there. Go ahead.
That's what a lot of people are thinking, either Theory or Veer. I don't know if he's going to work either of them, because I think John legit wants to elevate someone, and it's they can, what do you call it? They can both find a different way to get over. If John's there to beat someone, I'm sorry, put him in there with fucking Mutombo and fucking take his ass down a peg. If there's anyone that could fucking work with a giant that can't fucking move, it's John Cena.
I mean, he made the great Khali work. I guess
Exactly.
Work, yeah.
Right.
Except don't have Omos chokeslam into a fucking spotlight. Please don't do that.
Oh God, that was bad. But yeah, did you? And I fucking the one thing I did notice about that whole thing with the John Cena appreciation night, basically, once again, I think it was smart of Vince to have AJ do that video for the Impact anniversary pay-per-view, because then what happened was that gave Vince the fuel to be to basically, you said you don't want to get in a dick measuring contest with Vince McMahon. Obviously, Tony Khan thinks he can get in a dick measuring contest with Vince McMahon, as has been proven time and time again. So basically, I guarantee Tony Khan got wind of AJ Styles doing that thing, and that WWE probably contacted Danielson and Paul White about doing videos. And they were like, well, see, Vince let AJ do it for Impact, so are you really going to let Vince get your goat on this? And he went, fine, you can go ahead and do it. Because that it's going to be goodwill press for Tony Khan. No, it's not. It just goes to prove that Danielson and Big Show know where the bread is buttered when it comes down to brass tacks.
Was there another one too? Oh, Jericho.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I'm surprised they like. I guarantee Jericho was on the
Jericho's been
same
riding the
wavelength.
fence ever since he joined AEW anyway, so it
Yeah,
doesn't fucking matter.
Jericho. Like the thing is, Jericho has been riding the fence so much that when AEW does shut its doors, Jericho's not going to have anywhere to go. He's going to have to retire because Vince is going to be like,
Or go to
motherfucker.
Japan.
Yeah, I don't even know if Japan will take him at that point. He's already in his fucking mid-50s.
Well, I'm just saying that's the only spot that seems logical at that point.
Right. But I mean, Vince is going to be like, listen, I don't care how much you were neutral on this and that. You weren't neutral on this, that, and the other thing. Like, basically, Talk as Jericho has been the we hate WWE fucking sounding board for fucking ex talents for the past fucking 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's only so much that can do. Like, fucking, like, especially that fucking bullshit with Daniel Garcia from 2 weeks ago. NXT offered me a job and then AEW, but they were like, oh, blah, blah, blah. So I signed with AEW to spite NXT. Like, shut the fuck up. No, you didn't.
Real quick before we get into previewing Money in the Bank, no real news regarding Naomi and Sasha. Still sounds like they're just. It just sounds like they're basically writing out their contracts. But the problem being, if they do that, since they're considered indefinitely suspended, that would mean that all the time off
It gets tacked on to the end.
Right. So,
yeah, exactly.
Who the fuck really knows what's happening there?
I'm
all we know is that
still
their
thinking
roster pages are not down off the website yet. That's the only sign we really
but
have.
according to that Raj guy,
Whatever.
if he's wrong, then he's gonna quit. He's gonna quit the business.
Dana Brooke was apparently involved in a bad car accident, but was not seriously injured. So that's
Yeah, that's why
good.
they had her drop the 24/7 title to do drop on main event while she was getting checked out, but then she was cleared, so they gave it back to her.
Gotcha. Brock has been advertised for an upcoming Raw event as well as 2 upcoming SmackDown events within the next month.
Well, yeah, because he's got to
Obviously,
make appearances before SummerSlam.
correct. Obviously, that's to build up him and Roman. One would assume for SummerSlam in Nashville, which is the end of July, so that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
What else we got here? I'm gonna get to the one other thing that happened on Raw that I want to bring up in a moment, though. Nothing else really pops out. Oh, KO missing Raw. It was apparently a minor situation. Nothing, no big deal.
I was figuring he probably was showing COVID symptoms and it was stayed home as a precaution.
Yeah, that's what it kind of sounds like, but nothing crazy.
Yeah. It looks like we're definitely getting Logan Paul to come back for SummerSlam.
Yeah, he's been putting out videos of him working on the ring
and they brought him up on Raw.
So one would assume him versus Miz. Again, I would assume that. But here's the one thing from Raw I want to bring up because I want to see a reaction.
Mm-hmm.
So the heel turn you've been kind of hoping for seems to be happening potentially, but probably not the way you wanted it to.
Mm-hmm.
Dominic Mysterio potentially joining Judgment Day?
Yeah, that ain't happening.
I agree.
But I did want to bring up because, oh my God. So they had Judgment Day work the Mysterios for the main event taping last week. And the entire internet lost their shit because they've been demoted. No. They literally just did it because, number one, Rhea is out with an injury. And because everybody works main event. It doesn't matter who you are. Everybody works main event on a week where they're not scheduled on the main show. It cycles through. And look, here it is. Oh, look, here's Judgment Day and the Mysterios in a segment on Raw, and they're going to work each other on Raw next week. So what? Entire internet, shut the fuck up. Seriously. I can't.
I know. This weekend, though, Money in the Bank at the MGM Garden Arena in Vegas. You fucking dick. I could barely even hear what you said, and I could just tell by you moving your mouth.
G-Unit.
As of right now, there's 6 official matches booked for Money in the Bank, and they are as follows. Mm-hmm. Bianca Belair taking on Carmella for the Raw Women's Championship.
What a waste.
Ronda Rousey defending the SmackDown Women's title against Natalya.
Mm-hmm.
Theory defending the U.S. title against Bobby Lashley.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God we can stop the stupid fucking pose offs now. The undisputed tag title match, the Usos defending against the Street Profits because they want the smoke.
Oh, they
And
haven't
then
named the stipulation yet.
no, they have not.
They'll probably do that on Friday.
And then the two Money in the Bank ladder matches on the women's side. The field is complete. We have Lacey Evans, Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Asuka, Shotzi, and Becky Lynch.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember
Becky won the
correctly,
last chance qualifier last night.
correct. Then we have an incomplete field. We have 6 out of 7 in the field right now for the men's side.
Which is really weird because they had a last chance battle royal last night, but it wasn't for the last chance.
Because SmackDown needs one more person.
Yep.
Because right now we have Seth freaking Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, Omos, Sami Zayn, and then Riddle won the aforementioned last chance battle royal. That's not really last chance because SmackDown still has an open spot
Right.
apparently. I'm
So
just
we'll
trying
find out on Friday who's gonna.
Right, I'm just trying to think who the fuck.
Imagine if they just say fuck it and put John Cena in there.
Well, aside from that potential surprise, let's go with realistic options, assuming it's going to be from SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
The only options I can think of, and again, I'm not saying they're good options, but they're the only options that make any sense, I think, at this point.
Mm-hmm.
There's 4 names in my head
Mm-hmm.
because Sami Zayn's already in it, so I'm not going
Yep.
to say Sami. The
Mm-hmm.
4 names that pop in my head are
Mm-hmm.
Corbin,
Mm-hmm.
Moss,
Mm-hmm.
Nakamura, Ricochet.
Yeah.
Those are the 4 most logical
Yeah.
options I can think of.
I mean, Nakamura was in the last chance battle royal last night, so I don't think they would go with him.
Ricochet, maybe?
Possibly.
Or they rehash Corbin and Moss for.
They won't because they had the
1920.
last laugh match.
Oh,
so
right.
that's
So they can't do that. Yeah, so I guess I'd lean Ricochet then.
and I think they're gonna hold. I think they're gonna let Corbin like rehab himself. So him and McAfee are. So he's 100% for him and McAfee at SummerSlam.
Right. At the same time, too.
Unless they put Corbin in there and have McAfee cost him.
No, the reason I would lean more Ricochet now we break it down. You look at
need
the
guys
others.
To do flips.
Thank you.
You got too many big guys in it this year.
You need some guys that do stunts because let's break it down. I mean, you could have Seth do it, but that's not really how he works anymore.
Yep.
Drew's not doing that shit. Sheamus ain't doing that shit. You know, for fuck's sake, that Manu Bull ain't doing that shit. Sammy, I mean, he might do a spot or two, but he's not going to do it the whole match. Right. And the same with Riddle. He might do a spot or two, but not again.
He's got to stay healthy because he's got to win it.
Thank you. I love how our joint prediction is still looking good right now, thanks to that Battle Royal last night.
Yeah.
Thank the wrestling gods so far.
Yeah.
But yeah. Women's side, I'm trying to remember who I think I said. Did I say Alexa? Is that who I said?
I thought you originally said Charlotte, but she's not.
Oh, right. I did say Charlotte, but she's not even.
I'm guessing Becky.
That's the other thing. How fucking long do you need from a fucking wedding to fucking come back?
I mean, I look at it this way.
Unless they're purposely holding her off to have her and Ronda at SummerSlam.
Possibly. I just think Charlotte deserves the time that she wants. Charlotte's put in a fucking
I'm not saying she doesn't deserve time off.
Yeah.
I'm just curious as to what the fuck she's doing right now. You know?
Just I'm chilling.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe she's helping train Rick. I don't fucking know. I don't know. Maybe she's filling in for Jay Lethal the days that Jay can't be in the ring with Rick. I don't fucking know. Oh God.
No, yeah, just let her chill. Like, you know, let you know, you can hold off her and Ronda. I mean, like, in all honesty, I could see Becky winning the briefcase. I mean, there's still money on the table between Becky and Ronda.
Money in the bank.
But yeah, because we all assumed back when Ronda won the fucking Rumble, she was going to go after Becky, and she didn't.
No.
So there's obviously still that option wide open.
Because we know what assuming does.
He gets Omos booked in Money in the Bank match.
God, it's about as useless as tits on a bull. Anyways, I do want to bring up one thing because I want to make you laugh. Two things involving the same person.
Okay.
Did you see the story that came out a few weeks ago from a former WWE worker saying they want to be inducted into the Hall of Fame?
Who now? Oh, fucking Del Rio, right? Yeah, fuck that.
Well, he's doubled down on that.
Oh
He's
God.
also he had an interview this past weekend in which he talked about his dream opponents from the current roster. Two names, one from each brand. Would you like to guess either of them?
Let me guess. Probably Riddle.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
I mean, it's got to be Mexican people, right? Or Latin people.
I don't know if the Raw guy worked in. I mean, the Raw guy worked in a lot of places. I don't know about Mexico per se.
Surprised me.
Finn,
Okay.
and come on, you know he's a fucking look for a money match. You know who the other guy should be.
Fucking what? Brock
No, but you're close.
Roman.
Yes.
Yeah, that
Like,
ain't happening.
come on.
So on one end of the spectrum, you got Del Rio going, "I want to be in the Hall of Fame." On the other end, you've got Ryback saying that he wants to piss and shit on Vince's grave.
And speak ill of his dead mother. That too.
Yeah,
Yeah, calling her a whore. That's nice.
fucking Ryback, man. If there were biggest, if there weren't a
He's one of
bigger
the
piece
most
of shit
bitter
on this
person
fucking
to ever leave
planet.
WWE the last 5 years.
Seriously, man. Like, just let it fucking go. And anybody that actually gives him guidance and listens to his fucking podcast, what the fuck is wrong with you?
A lot. There's a lot wrong with them. There's my answer for you.
Oh, did I send you that? I don't think I sent you the meme about Jackson Riker.
No, you did not.
Oh, one moment.
Oh boy.
Because I don't know if you heard about that.
No.
So basically, with the Supreme Court decision that came down,
Oh God, about Roe v. Wade. Don't tell me he wrote something about that.
oh yeah, well, because Becky Lynch wrote something about it, and he basically told Becky, "Shut the fuck up and get back in the kitchen," in not so many words. And him and Becky went back and forth on fucking Twitter about it for a while.
By the way, you remember how I told you when we were talking about Forbidden Door, I was talking about the Charlie Day thing and how this one was actually point A to point B to point C for once?
Mm-hmm.
I just saw the thing you sent me. I just saw the thing you sent me the other night where you said a tweet that said Cesaro was the first to knock on Aleister Black's door.
Yeah,
He was behind the door to attack Rollins on Ding Dong Hello, and now he's at the Forbidden Door. Long-term storytelling at its best. No, it's just a fucking coincidence.
all three things involve the word door, and two of those things happened in WWE. So how is that long-term storytelling on Tony Khan's part?
All right, so it's a picture of Jackson Riker at an indie show with like 10 people around him.
Oh, it wasn't an indie show.
What was it?
Read the caption.
Okay. When you really want to lecture Becky Lynch about her body on Twitter about to wrestle at Charlie's 6th birthday at 5?
It was a kid's birthday party he got booked for.
Wait a minute. Wait. Hold on. There's a lot to ask there, but I'll ask the most obvious thing. Who books a 6-year-old's birthday party with a fucking wrestling show?
People with too much money and time on their hands.
And if you're booking it, why are you booking him?
I mean, granted, like we used to offer birthday party packages.
But why are you booking him?
Because he's
what has he done?
He's local and he's ex-WWE, and he goes, "Give me money."
Congratulations. He happened to work at WWE.
That's all some guys have to cling on to when it comes to indie bookings, dude.
Oh my God. A 6th birthday party should be like a bounce house and a water slide, but no, we're gonna get him a fucking indie show with Jackson Riker as a featured attraction.
Billy
King. Kill me.
Billy
huh?
King. So back in the day, there used to be this music festival in Brantford, Connecticut. It was called Brandstock. it wasn't like huge, but it was like there's a big ass park in Brantford, so they would set up a. It was always arranged by like the same guy. It was this guy Opus from fucking Gargantua Soul would fucking arrange this concert, and for the years that it was there, they would also hold wrestling, and it wasn't any one company that did it. It was basically like a joint effort of local people. So like we always usually worked it. Because Andy Sweet, Andy Sweet owned a ring at the time, so it would be Brother Sweet's ring. There was one brand stock we did where they had the ring in one spot, and there was a bounce house near it, and it was Billy, I think it was Billy King and Doc Heresy, and the fight spilled out of the ring and over into the bounce house.
It sounds about right.
Fucking great.
That sounds about right. That sounds like a Billy King idea.
Oh, it was so good.
Oh, Billy.
Yeah, we brand stock. Those shows were fun. Those shows
Now,
were fun. That was the one time Kevin actually got in the ring.
And now we're all poaching each other's spots.
Yeah,
Eddie Hooser.
Yeah, we used to work together on brand stock. Those were the days. Those were the days.
The less complicated days.
I mean, the thing was, we were all still kind of at each other's throats the other 364 days of the year, but brand stock, we were all just kind of there.
Y'all had enough sense to put business aside for one day.
Yeah, because we literally, it was whoever showed up got booked, and we figured out shit. Mike, what do you call it? The very last brand stock I worked, only like 6 or 7 workers showed up. So we basically had to mishmash shit to go for like, because it was like half-hour sets in between like bands.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to do it. So it was literally like I was ring announcing, and fucking we had like a, what do you call, I think we used my car as the entrance stereo. Like I opened up the hatch of my fucking station wagon, and we used my stereo for fucking people's entrance music and shit, because we were on the other side of the park. Right. But yeah, I remember I did ring announcing. Billy King was there. A very young, only 2 or 3 matches under his belt, Justin the Hammer Tunis was there. Wow. Billy King, Tunis, Doc Heresy, Doug Summers, Andy Sweet, and Mikey Chase. That was it. And we fucking put together shit like for the whole day. Made it work. Tunis had to learn how to cut promos that day in the ring.
It's a hell of a day to do it.
This was chubby, short hair, nipple ring Justin Tunis.
Glad I never met that version. Anyways, yeah, that'll do, Donkey, unless you have anything else to bring up.
Did you see that Flair's final match got they upgraded the venue?
Yeah, they took it out of the fairgrounds. I saw that.
They took it out of the fairgrounds and moved it to an arena that holds like 9,000, I think.
Right. Do we still not know the fucking 6th man though?
Nope.
Didn't they just hold a press conference for it too?
I think so.
Oh God. And then poor Taker. No. Taker's going to Nashville for SummerSlam. That's right.
Yeah, and he's doing like a one-man show or something.
Yeah.
That interests me.
Which is why I thought originally when I saw the tweet about it from him, I was like, "Oh God, no, Mark, don't do that to yourself."
Oh
but
no,
I assumed it was linked to Rick's whole weekend thing, and then I saw him reference SummerSlam. I'm like, "Oh God, thank you, oh Jesus."
I'd be interested in that. Like, because even if it's like just spoken word, just him telling old war stories, I'd pay to see that.
Probably gonna be like Mick's show.
Exactly. Like I would so fucking pay to see that.
Yeah.
Like they need to film that and put that on Peacock.
Listen, I'd honestly probably go there and want him to spend like a whole half hour at least telling just old drinking stories with him and fucking Charles. Like, yeah, just him and Godfather and fucking whoever else. Yeah, actually, no. I know. No, here's. I'll give you the actual stories I'd want to hear the most, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Not to make this all morbid and shit towards the end of the show. I'd probably want to hear shit about him and Bill Moody, and him and Rodney.
Yeah, definitely.
Those would be the 2 people I'd probably want to hear stories about the most.
one of the, fucking Miro. Miro needs to shut the fuck up.
What did he say now?
He's talking shit about Taker because, basically, remember the whole thing that Taker said a few years ago about all these kids do is play video games and, blah, 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 and all this shit.
Oh, backstage and shit?
Yeah, basically how, like, this generation is soft and Miro is just like, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to talk shit about you because you're old and retired now. But, like, the thing is, like, and it's not like they're like, oh yeah, because obviously you had to be a drunk and take pills to hang out with Taker. No, that's not what Taker was talking about. Taker was talking about, number one, just being able to work snug in the ring and make it look great without hurting each other. But Taker, the whole thing is like, it's like, okay, yeah, did they imbibe in alcohol and stuff? Yes, obviously they did. But prior to the show, what would they do? They'd play cards and they play dominoes like old men.
Yep.
Like, go ahead and play your fucking video games. That's not what Taker was bitching about. Taker was bitching about you're wanting your matches to look like the goddamn video games.
And the other thing is, I don't think, I mean, it's well known he loved his Jack, but I don't think he was really a pill guy.
No.
I don't think any of his crew were really pills guys, honestly.
No. Nope.
Because I know Godfather wasn't, Yoko wasn't. Yoko's addiction was food. It wasn't fucking pills.
Taker liked LSD every once in a while.
Yeah, Savio, I don't think, was a pill guy.
Nope.
The Godwins weren't fucking pill guys.
Nope.
Yeah, why the fuck? I don't know why he'd bring up pills, whatever.
Because
it was part of that era
back in the day.
Right. Yeah. Right. He's thinking about the wrong crew. He's thinking about if he's gonna say that about any crew, he should say that about fucking Scott, Kev, Sean, right.
But the thing is too, like I've listened to a lot of old timers and stuff. They've said that like WWF's locker room, as far as drug use goes, was nothing compared to WCW. WCW was far worse.
Well, yeah.
Like WCW, like everyone was on Soma, and like guys would be like passing out in their food at lunch the day of the show.
Well, think about the rosters that existed during that time between the two.
Yeah.
And also factor in the professionalism of running their companies.
Mm-hmm.
Drastic difference there. Anyways, unless you got some, I'm good to go. You good to go?
I think that was it. I don't know if there was anything else that I was. Yeah, I think that was it. I think I covered all the bases of stuff I wanted to talk about today.
All right, good shit.
Yeehaw.
Well, that was episode 56 of White Heat, presented by Godzilla Media, sponsored by good friends over at Mohawk Honda in Scotia Glenville, as well as SeatGeek.com. Once again, $50 purchase or more tickets. Get yourself $20 off by using the promo code GOZ, G-O-Z.
I'm going to use that to pay for my fucking anniversary present.
Oh, there you go. That all being said.
By the way, did you check your invites? Barbecue got fucking rescheduled.
I'll have to take a look at that. Did you just do that today?
No, I did it like a week ago.
Oh, I'll double check my events again. Listen, it's the last,
I know.
4 days have been fucking nutty. You've seen my fucking Facebook.
Yeah.
God damn. I can't even tell the story I want to tell. Anyways, for those of you on the audio side, I apologize I haven't mentioned this, but Twitter, I'm at Brian Cady, BrianCady. He's at JJ_Alexander. Any questions, comments, complaints, gripes about JJ's comments, you can send them to brian.cady@GodzillaMedia.com. And that all being said, that's it. I'm Brian. That's JJ. Enjoy your week of wrestling. And we'll catch you for a recap of Money in the Bank next week and our preview for an NXT Great American Bash. As this is coming out a day later than usual on a Tuesday instead of a Monday. We'll be back to our normal schedule next week, hopefully.
No, we won't. We're going to be on Tuesday next week.
Oh, 4th of
Monday's
July.
4th of July, baby. And it's my anniversary.
So, all right. So, there'll be another Tuesday show next week. By the way, happy anniversary if I don't get to talk to you by then. That all being said, say goodnight, JJ.